So for a lot of you guys, this might be the icing on the cake that you need, the final step that everyone has been trying to figure out, including myself for the longest amount of time, how to set an icon for a character. Uh, Before we get started, definitely want to give a big shout out to Mustaklo for making this character render for us. This was like a very, very, very useful tool in game. So you could go ahead over to Mustaklo Mods. It'll be linked in the description. You could go download that character renderer because that's the icing on the cake that you basically will need when setting a character icon or even a character's uniform icon. So no, we're just gonna go into training. Let's just do some battle training. And you got a couple options. But once you have that downloaded, you could go to the character renderer made by Mustaklo. Boom. Big props to him. 10 out of 10. Most definitely. Um, so if you follow along with the last tutorial, you would see that we have a character created, and this is the next character that I have created. But yet, if I go into him, and then we try to go into details with him, we can see that this outfit slot is blank, and you see that we have the name of the outfit slot, which is default. That's the name that I have, Beerus Full Power Outfit 1. You could go back in the last tutorial on how to create a Zero Spark mod to actually see the build up for him. Um, and basically, it's pretty simple. So, one thing you want to do, and you want to make sure, and that's kind of rule number one when it comes down to using this tool, you want to make sure that you only have two actors, and that's your side and the other side. You want to make sure that no other people are selected on neither side. You just want to have one and one. All right. So after you got your tool all set up, click on get actors. Boom. I recommend that you keep the after you download it, it'll have a config file with it along uh, inside of the file. You find out where your directory is, Spark Zero mods, and then after you have it downloaded, you should have the character renderer uh, somewhere in your downloads. Which boom, and your mod should just pop up right here in the config file. You can give it a custom path. I just prefer keep it just regular. So everything will pop up right here, and everything popping up right here, you could right click and then new, create a new folder as I did, and then you could just give all your forms and all icons. You could we'll be going through that, so you'll get to this point. All right. So you get your actors, you got your actor. After you have your actor, now comes the editing of whatever you're trying to do. For me specifically, on this character, I would need a costume. So for the costume, I would click on uh, set costume or costume select. And just because if you click on the toggle guidelines, just because the face is like directed straight forward or like however you may you could just set it for however you may have it fit. I like to like more so keep mine straight and put that right in the middle, and then probably give it a little bit of a middle thing feel, so you can actually just know that's custom and that's just mine's. Okay, you can even add pixel depth, and you might not know what that do, but going into size, it will change your character's like outline tremendously. So if you wanted to like have that black outline for your character, you could go ahead and just save that render too as well. And doing so, you will go into where you have the stage select, and you go into it, and there you will have a new icon. So after you have your icon, then come over to Unreal. Boom. Let's get that full screen. Thought that would cover the full screen. It didn't. It's fine. Won't kill nothing. You go into your mods. It's taking a little second. Boom. So one thing that I do, the reason why I have zero is because I like the for each new character that you're doing, you could pull up a new BB char and drag it in, and then you could add a new blueprint the same way, or you could just copy off of that one, and then like you could copy off of your original blueprint, which I'm waiting for it to do what it does. All right, there we go. So you could go ahead and just right click. You duplicate that, and then you duplicate it can give it a new blueprint. But that's just a reminder. Okay. So I got Beerus, so I'm gonna say Beerus, and then just do that. Or you could just you don't really have to name it Beerus. You could just name it icons or whatever you would prefer. But Beerus is what it is for me. Okay. So I got two screens. I'm gonna just drag that over onto the side, and then one thing I'm doing is dragging that image that I have inside of that character render made by Mastoklo into the Beerus file, which important that will pop up in here. So go back into your blueprint, and once your blueprint loads up,
which, once again, if you know a row, it could take just a second for it to load, but it will load.
and boom. Okay. So, and as I said, if you're making a new character, you're making a new character, boom, duplicate that, or you could just go back through the process. If you want to start from foundation and work your way up again, then you can. But to make it more easier, just duplicate that and just go off of that. Change the name, and everything should still be linked to what it is, and you should have all your names and everything as is. All right, but to change the icon, what you would do is go all the way over and see how we named costume default one. You just go right into it. Icon. This is for the set icon that I want for Beerus. I would insert that, and it will go in just like that. Because I didn't have any special types of like design form, I didn't give him any specialties. Like I didn't give him a halo or anything. I didn't really need to set really a customized icon for him in game. So you can just run off of the tutorial, basically the guide off of this, and you could just apply this onto the character. If you are changing like multiple things, then you will set UI data, and that's a little bit more. You would right here drag that over, and you could go ahead and set UI data. And setting UI data will enable you to, but always and always remind, connect that so it's connected to your character face chip. You go here, you go here, and then you can apply your face chip. Say, for instance, that is the face chip, and then boom, player two. But in my instance, I'm not doing that because for that specific character, I just made him a full power and gave him just an upgrade where he'll be able to transform from regular form Beerus into full power, and he will run off of how I want him to run. So that's basically how you would set up an icon. And I think that's a lot of icing on the cake for a lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys just needed that last piece. So a lot of you guys will start to make a lot of amazing mods, and I'm pretty curious to see what's to be made. So if you have enjoyed these series, then please like, comment, and subscribe for anything new that pops up pertaining to Sparking Zero modding. You could get it first here, pretty sure, because off of the first videos that was dropped, just was no continuance, so I decided to take that over and, well, learning new stuff. You guys will get it first off of this channel. So Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow the Discord. I made it open, available for everyone. And we have a full functional Discord where all invitations will automatically be accepted. I'm UB Warren. See you guys later.